Delighted to say I'm joined by Paul DOSWELL, first team manager. Paul, looking ahead to this Saturday's game, got an update on the squad at all?
Yeah, we're obviously got the long term ones. Sam Magri has definitely got a ruptured ACL, so unfortunately Sam's going to be out for the season. So we start the rehab and obviously the support that Sam's going to need over this next 9 months. Wally and Scotty Rendell still probably 4 to 6 weeks away. I would have thought the same for Ross Warner. Better news is that Benny Reid has recovered from his hamstring strain, so Benny's been training, got through 2 hard sessions this week. Leon's recovered from his Achilles and calf injury as well. Jamie Collins very close for tomorrow, but probably looking at next week now against Slough. The list goes on, Gary, but I probably can't remember too many others.
So moving forward to tomorrow's game down at Braintree, we have limited numbers again, I think it's fair to say, but we've actually had an uptake on results in the league recently, and it's good to see with the numbers coming in, everyone being positive about the league campaign at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those strange things in football that sometimes in adversity everyone gets even closer together, and it's well documented the injury problems we've got. 11 first team players out of the squad at the moment. We've had to bring 3 in on loan, and even one of those is injured in Manny Adamola, so there's the other one I've forgotten earlier. But yeah, it can do, and like I said, the last 3-4 results have been excellent, really, really good. I mean, ironically, the draw against Maidstone I thought was a fantastic game of football. I thought both sides contributed to a really, really good game in what was one of our best crowds for a long time, nearly 1,600 people up here. So yeah, the last 3 or 4 games, including the Charlton game, I thought we were brilliant for 75 minutes. But tomorrow's a real different test. Brian's got them very well organised. They're a well-structured team, well-coached team, and they've got a way of playing which is very, very difficult as well to defend against. So I think it's important tomorrow that we show the right side of ourselves tomorrow in what I think will be a tough away game.
You mentioned obviously tomorrow's game being a tough exercise. One of my questions before you mentioned that would have been looking at league positions. We're doing pretty well. We're on the cusp of the playoffs, and our opponents have struggled at times this season. But alluding to the fact that they are well organised, how would you go about breaking down? Is there changes in formation planned or anything along those lines?
Well, I think what you look at is when you look at the opposition is their last sort of 3 or 4 games, and they had a very good win against Tonbridge. They've then gone to Hampton last week, and for 55 minutes before the lights went out, they were 1-0 up away at Hampton, which we know how difficult that is. I think they've beaten Dorking Wanderers at their ground already. They got a very well-deserved draw. If not, they should have won against Oxford City. So you're against a team that is definitely picked up in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and a team that is capable of beating Dorking, so they're capable of beating anybody.
And speaking of things picking up, you've alluded to the number of spectators here last week. How pleasing was it to see things like the Flexley 1000 and the local schools ticket schemes really come into fruition now with the ground being so vibrant on a match day?
One of the things I looked at was the highlights, and when you looked at the highlights and you had the kids screaming when we started to go forward, that's when you know it's working. I think there's a brilliant photograph that I saw on our Twitter account that showed all the kids watching this ball just go over the post and bar, and that's really what we're after. So many emails that have come in from parents, thanking us for the offer. But the big thing is that any school can ring us and get these tickets in the local area. Anyone really. I think the other thing we want to try and get across is to the Portsmouth supporters that season ticket holders at Pompey can come in here for £6, but also any Portsmouth fan can ring us and get a Flexley pass and can come when Pompey are away for £6 and bring their children for nothing. So I think it's just one of those ones, if you were to put a little circle around this area, these tickets are available for anybody, and what we see is it's clearly working.
Things are clearly working on and off the pitch. Paul, thank you for your time, and I wish you the best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Ken.